This is a special presentation from Wood TV 8.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Flowers. We explore our year in investigations and how we broke some of the biggest stories of 2024. We start with a precedent-setting case out of Newaygo. A grandfather became the first in the state charged with our safe storage law. His wife sentenced just weeks ago. 5-year-old Braxton Dykstra was tragically shot and killed when his 6-year-old cousin grabbed a shotgun in their grandparents' home. Ken Colker was the first to get a hold of the police reports showing the gun was stored in the corner of Robart's bedroom, and he also admitted to keeping ammo all over the house. Robart was sentenced in October after pleading no contest to the charges. He's serving up to 15 years in prison. His wife, Teresa, was just sentenced earlier this month with child abuse. She will serve just 1 year behind bars. We also brought you in-depth coverage on a story that turned into a national talking point, culminating with a visit to Grand Rapids by President-elect Donald Trump. Target 8 was the first to uncover the background of Brandon Ortiz Vite, who was charged for killing Ruby Garcia and dumping her body on the side of US 131 in May. We found he entered the U.S. illegally as a child, but was allowed to stay as a dreamer. He was deported in 2020 after being arrested for impaired driving. We also spoke to Ruby's family moments after Trump spoke in Grand Rapids, claiming he spoke to them. They told us they were watching in disbelief and said nobody from his campaign contacted them.
Shocking. You know, I kind of stopped watching it. I only seen up to that. After I heard, a couple of misinformation that he has said, I kind of just stopped watching it.
The digging did not stop there. Ken Colker also drove to Ganges United Methodist Church in Allegan, where Ortiz Vite spent the night before turning himself into police. He spoke to a pastor there.
I prayed with him, and then he was like, I could tell he's done talking, but I never knew what his problem was.
Ortiz Vite was sentenced to 37 to 100 years in prison last month. When Target 8 breaks a story, they track it until the bitter end. This year, they reported resolutions on 2 huge fraud cases here in West Michigan. One was a phony investment scheme that raked in $1.7 million. The scammer is a Rockford area contractor who pled guilty to wire fraud in November. Here's Susan Samples reporting on a story she spent 3 years on.
Get the federal building in the background a little bit.
In the foreground, broadcasting news of the guilty plea Matt Mincarelli had just entered, one of his victims.
What were you just saying?
I've been waiting for this day for, years.
Tom didn't want us to use his full name for privacy, but he wasn't about to stay quiet.
He's a habitual liar.
Not after Mincarelli, seen here dodging our camera outside Lansing's federal building, pleaded guilty Monday to 7 counts of wire fraud for scamming 6 people out of $750,000. More than $150,000 of that was Tom's.
This was, started based on friendship and trust and his personal knowledge of myself and a lot of the other victims.
Tom lives in Illinois, but this is where he spent summers growing up, the Macatawa Bay Yacht Club. He said that's where he got to know and trust Mincarelli's parents. So he was all in, didn't bother to fully vet it, when Matt, now 38, invited him to invest in a high-return municipal project in Traverse City, which did not exist.
He had this scheme going. It was almost like he, almost used it as a full-time job instead of just working and making an honest living for his family.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
See Mincarelli's nice new home in the background of this confrontation? That's the one project federal prosecutors said Mincarelli did invest in with his victims' money.
Wanted to talk to you about your customers who say you took money from them and didn't do the work.
I can't talk to you about that right now.
This was Mincarelli in 2021 after the Agar family of Rockford gave him $9 grand to turn their basement into an apartment for Johnny Agar, who has cerebral palsy. When Mincarelli failed to deliver, a group of big-hearted builders stepped in to get it done at no cost to the Agars.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, best Christmas ever.
The Agars story, a bright spot in dark days, as Tom said he watched Matt Mincarelli living the high life.
Custom-built house, yacht club membership, vacations during this whole time. My friends would see him on Facebook on vacations and kite surfing, and they're like, Tom, he's in Florida. I'm like, so nobody was holding him accountable, and I felt that I needed to do that.
That he did with the federal government's help. Tom's mission now.
I think people need to know that this is present in our world today and that they should be very careful in making investments and do their due diligence.
Mincarelli pleaded guilty to wire fraud totaling more than $700 grand, but prosecutors say he actually brought in around $1.7 million from more than a dozen victims. He's set for sentencing in February. He'll be ordered to pay restitution to victims, and he could get prison time. The max penalty for wire fraud is 20 years. I'm Target 8 investigator Susan Samples.
Coming up, buyer beware. We're exploring why car buying can be so difficult here in Michigan. But first,
why are you hitting me? You do not do that. You do not do that. Is this a scam?
Yes, it's a scam.
It's a scam?
Yes, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
It's a scam, yes.
an investigation turns physical. What Ken was able to find out about a group that was asking for money for a child's funeral. We received several emails and phone calls from viewers who spotted people on the side of the road holding posters saying they needed money for the funeral of a little boy or girl. But it turns out it's all likely a scam. Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker confronted two of the groups holding those signs.
Hi, I'm a reporter from Wood TV. Oh, you don't speak English?
This was mid-afternoon yesterday. The street's busy with traffic.
Where's the funeral?
Don't speak English.
You don't speak English. Could you tell me when she died?
The signs include a photo of a girl, list her name as Anna, and say she was 6 when she died of leukemia. She pointed to the woman down the sidewalk, also with a sign.
She said you speak English? She said you speak English?
No.
Could I ask? Where's the funeral? Could you tell me where the funeral is?
What the man?
Then it was on to a sign-toting man across the intersection.
I'm a reporter.
For confirmation.
I'm a reporter.
For
I
confirmation.
don't have to have permission.
Prendi il telefono, No, telefono, privé.
A story might help you guys raise money. Why are you hitting me?
Hey, fuck you, brother. No,
You do not do that.
No,
You do not do that.
A Grand Rapids police spokeswoman says the department has, quote, information that this is a traveling group that is attempting to solicit funds with fraudulent means in the area. While soliciting donations in public is protected by the First Amendment, the spokeswoman says state law and local ordinances prohibit it if it involves fraud.
There are organized groups that go around soliciting money.
Around the country.
Yes.
In recent years, groups with similar funeral signs have popped up across the country, including South Bend, Indiana, Nashville, Tennessee, and Rialto, California. It stopped about a year and a half ago in Rialto after police arrested a half a dozen on fraud charges.
It's unfortunate, but in these times, people are out there trying to make a quick buck. And in this particular instance, they're preying on people's feelings.
Often, he says, making hundreds of dollars a day.
They do get aggressive. They're known to get aggressive.
Do not touch me.
So I gave her $1, right?
Ruben Flores gave $1 yesterday to a woman who said she was from Ecuador.
So that's your daughter? She died? She's like, yeah, so thank you so much.
After being told it was a likely scam, he confronted the group.
One from Ecuador, one from Romania, one from Italy, and the one that was here said she was from Mexico. So when you had these people doing these and basically using a little child, they taking advantage of people. They're taking the kindness for weakness.
Today at Eastern Avenue and 28th Street, two women with signs and buckets weaved between cars. But instead of raising money for 6-year-old Anna, who died of leukemia, this was for 7-year-old Tony, who fell to cancer. A Grand Rapids police car was parked nearby.
Looks like you've done pretty good. Look at how much money you've got. Is that your son? Is that your son?
It's not mine, it's your son.
It's my son. Actually, it appears to be a photograph of Gabriel Cruz, who was 8 years old when murdered in Spain in 2018.
Okay, go.
No, she
She refused to say where she was from.
public place.
Back at Fuller and Leonard yesterday, answers were also elusive. I'm a television reporter.
Your mother.
They piled into a Kia minivan with temporary Arizona plates. Is this a scam?
Yes, it's scam.
It's a scam?
Yes, it's scam.
It's a scam?
It's scam, yes.
How much money have you made from people thinking they're giving money to a funeral? It's a scam.
Coming up, it's one of the biggest purchases a person can make, but it can also be an absolute nightmare. Susan Samples walks us through the perils that can happen when you buy a car and what you can do to make sure you get what you paid for. Plus, Target 8 was able to help bring us new details on two massive stories involving former police officers. We walk you through where both cases now stand. One of the biggest stories of the year is the death of Samuel Sterling by former Michigan State Police Detective Sergeant Brian Keeley. He's currently awaiting trial, charged with murder. Target 8 was the first to gain access to the video and look into the case. Ken Kolker looked into whether Keeley's actions constituted a crime. He sent the police video to experts across the country for input. You can find that reporting right now on woodtv.com. Within the last few weeks, we've also learned a trial that has been prolonged for nearly 3 years now has a date. Former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schur will stand trial in April of 2025 for the killing of Patrick Lyoya in 2022. Target 8 has done several in-depth reports on this story in the direct aftermath of the shooting, to in-depth stories on the trial being postponed. Moving on, it is one of the biggest investments you can make, and getting it wrong can cost you big. Susan Samples digs into car shopping issues here at home and finds out why consumer advocates call Michigan a buyer beware state.
Here we go.
It's a familiar trek for Target 8.
Watch your step.
When we hear from used car buyers who think they were ripped off,
My name is Susan Samples.
dealers hear from us.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I think state regulators came and talked to you about it.
Molly is the longtime office manager at Lee Auto Export on South Division in Grand Rapids.
So you make sure that they know what they're signing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
You explain this to them.
Every single thing.
When you bought the car, did you even know what a salvage title meant?
When Moise Chizarungu's mom needed to buy a car, he went along to help with translation. And after a test drive at Lee Auto, they settled on this 2018 Nissan Rogue. But Chizarungu said Lee's failed to reveal the Rogue's rebuilt salvage title until after the deal was signed. Later, after a minor car deer accident, Chizarungu took the Rogue to a Nissan-certified collision repair shop.
When the collision shop was trying to fix it, they told us that it was into a bad accident, and like they couldn't fix it because it had prior damage to it.
Prior damage that had not been fixed properly, according to the shop, which said the car deer damage would cost $4,000 and the previous damage $13,000. So $17,000 in total, which also happened to be the purchase price.
Wow.
Yeah, the family bought this car.
$17,000
for $17,000.
Wow. That's crazy. That breaks my heart.
Target 8 took the Rogue to Rapid Auto Repair and Collision, which assessed the previous damage and the repairs Lee Auto made in order to declare it rebuilt.
It's not rebuilt correctly. This vehicle here wasn't assembled correctly. There's screws that aren't supposed to be here. As you can see, there's exposed metal here. There's rust. So this should have been replaced also. This was damaged before, so it was probably crunched in, and they pulled it out just to get it straight a little bit. You know, you can kind of cover all this up with just putting the bumper on. In this case, that's what they did.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice. We had to buy a new car, like, quick.
Chizarungu admits, looking back, he and his mom didn't ask enough questions, and the state found no wrongdoing on Lee's part in this case.
When Lee's bought that car, that's what it looked like.
It's bad.
If he had Googled the Rogue's vehicle ID number, he would have seen the SUV's condition when Lee bought it at a salvage auction for $3,800 before fixing it up and selling it for 4.5 times that.
This family struggles financially day by day.
Steve Bukema works with refugee families, the same community Lee Auto Export said it often serves.
People are being hurt. People are being taken advantage of. And these business practices are unethical.
Salvage vehicles have to pass inspection to get a rebuilt title. The independent inspector who signed off on the Nissan Rogue, a retired police officer, told me his job is not to take the vehicle apart and inspect every repair. Instead, he's ensuring the replacement parts are not stolen and basic safety features like seatbelts are in working order. There is, however, a separate mechanical inspection. Who does the mechanical inspection?
I'll check the card.
You check the car?
Yes.
When Lee Auto repairs a car, it's Molly who vouches for the quality of the work. She passed a state test to obtain her license in collision-related mechanical repair. You're approving repairs that your own people did on your own cars.
We have to get the yes.
Molly said she doesn't understand why anyone thinks the Rogue still needs $13 grand worth of repairs. She also pointed out that Chizurungu and his mom bought the Rogue as is and signed the salvage disclosure form.
Because they buy car from us, we try to help out the best that I could. So I always go extra mile to make sure I have customer happy.
In the end, Lee Auto agreed to buy the Nissan Rogue back and make the family, which had been paying $500 a month, nearly whole. The Secretary of State, which regulates car dealers, did not find any wrongdoing on the part of Lee's in this case, but it has cited the dealership in the past for breaking rules, even placing it on probation.
Michigan is one of the worst states for protecting consumers.
Consumer attorney Adam Taub warns car buyers, if you purchase a vehicle as is, you have virtually no protection.
It doesn't matter whether that car is unsafe. It doesn't matter whether that car is worth 1/10 of what you paid for it. As is means you fix it, and you might not be able to afford that.
Consumer advocates, Taub noted, rank Michigan the worst in the nation, based in part on a 1999 state Supreme Court decision that gutted the Michigan Consumer Protection Act. If you're buying a used car, Taub recommends you have it independently inspected. Make sure to run a vehicle history report online, know what you're signing, and Taub urges you not to buy anything as is. I'm Target 8 investigator Susan Samples.
Coming up, a holiday investigation. How much money the city of Grand Rapids was able to collect from parking meters when they were not supposed to be collecting any money at all. During holidays in Grand Rapids, you can park on the streets free of charge, but for years, people were paying on holidays because of a mistake on a smartphone app.
I had paid and I just was like, wait a minute, I realized they were supposed to be free.
Target 8 investigator Henry Erb found out the problem was discovered in 2022. By then, the app had mistakenly already been allowing holiday payments for more than 3 years. Nobody noticed until one woman, Shannon Tanis, says she parked on a downtown street on a holiday and used the app. It did not warn her or refuse payment. That's when she called the comptroller to look into it. The city did not refund the money, but says the app is programmed every year to make sure it prevents holiday payments.
The thing about, this whole story is that it really it took one resident, to document something and, get in touch with the right individuals, at City Hall that were willing to take a hard look at this.
In all, there was more than $81,000 in unnecessary parking fees collected. That story, along with all these stories, were some of our most clicked on this year. You can find all our investigative reporting right now on woodtv.com. We appreciate you tuning in for this special edition of the 7 on 8. You can join us tomorrow night for Spirit of the 7, where we'll showcase all the ways people in West Michigan are spreading good this holiday season. Have a great night.